Okay, now this is map 2. Sweden versus Finland. Sweden's up 1-0. I don't know where the overlay is, but 366. Whatever. Same defense they ran on Hanamura. Sorry, McCree, because IDQD's Reaper isn't actually that good, so they don't run Reaper that much. Then they're running Himsy on the Roadhog, which they did not do last map, which I think they should have. And then they're running Zarya McCree, which is pretty normal. Oh, Karen? I mean, Himsy's just good. So look for Himsy to make plays here. I feel like that hook is practice. Like, I watched this live and I was thinking to myself, like, there's no way that he just guessed that angle. I think he, like, actually practiced that angle before. That was a good hook. They don't get the kill off it somehow, but if they had gotten that kill, it would have been sick. So they do wind up cleaning up Coco there at the end of that fight. So now this just opens up the point for them. Like, now that Coco's dead, they have a lot of space because the spawn is so far away. Rare occurrence of him missing. Zebo's chasing him because they wanted that kill on him, but he's not going to die. And, like, a lot of players don't even do that. Like, they wouldn't even go for the right click there. But that right click opened up this entire kill on the Zarya there. Like, he right clicked, hook, left clicked. I mean, that's obviously the ideal combo. Doesn't always work that way, but that's about, like, as good of a combo as you'll ever see right there on Roadhog. Like, that's just a skill cap thing. Like, most people wouldn't have gone for the right click, and if they did, they would have missed. But he hits the right click, hits the hook, hits the left click. GG easy. But now the Zarya is dead, and Zebos has it 100% ult almost. So if he doesn't get back before this fight starts, they're gonna have a really hard time pushing. Or defending, rather. Enemy's positioning is pretty safe, a little too safe almost, I would say. He's like baiting the entire team. McCree's play like that, I guess. I don't think that was a counterproductive ice wall. I don't know why they're flaming this ice wall. I think that was a pretty good ice wall. He got flashbang too, like they both got flashbang, but so I see why the thing went off, but they weren't defending this anyway. Zebo didn't use the Graviton, and Tavik looks like he used Blizzard, but if they had Graviton, maybe it goes differently. Yeah, Reaper's a weird hero, man. Like, if you don't abuse Reaper, he's not good. And a lot of the McCree players play really far back, so they're not used to, like, fighting in really deep engagements. I think that's a difference. Himsy going for the random hooks. There's the Graviton. I mean, that fight was never going to go well for Finland. So it's not a big deal. Force Graviton, Force High Noon. Nothing crazy there. So now Tavik's playing Reaper because IDQD doesn't play Reaper. And this is kind of the problem, I guess, with the Sweden roster as the tournament went on. Is that you burn Tavik's usefulness by making him play heroes that are arguably simpler to play. Like, Reaper is a good hero, but you should be able to play Reaper if you're IDQD, but he doesn't. Which is strange to me, honestly, because that whole Huck argument was about how IDQD is one of the best Reaper players, but really not. Isn't actually Reaper. That was an overkill Graviton, I think. That was a weird Graviton from Mafu. I don't know what he saw that I didn't. He gets 2 kills at the end, so it's not a big deal. But I don't think that they won because of that Graviton. Yeah, that's the thing with Reaper, is like you're supposed to be super far up, but it feels like you're out of position. It's weird. What would you have IDDQD play here? Maybe Pharah? Maybe not Pharah. Maybe Genji? I don't know. Something else? Pharah, Genji, Tracer. This Tracer's really good too. Hey Nano, this ult was overkill. He didn't need that ult at all. Guess it's fine. I mean, they clean up here. There's like a weird limit when you're playing Reaper, like as to how far you can go up, how far you can't go up.
payload for a little bit, they still could have stopped Sweden a little bit harder. I think they were a little bit too focused on the objective in that particular case. And now for Sweden, they do get...
But then again, Taimu's not that good at McCree, you know? So, that's another one of those things, right? Like, or not Taimu. Tavik's McCree isn't like anything impressive. Like, he's not Taimu. But Tavik's dead, so I don't know how they hold this. Some panic ults going out right here. I don't know what that Earth Shatter was from Coco. Coco like through there a little bit because I feel like if they have Earth Shatter now, they can just start cycling ults a little bit better. Good hook. See, that's what I mean. Himsy's just good, and Tavik's not a Reaper player. Like AKM or like AKM will play it usually because they just don't run McCree Reaper a lot. But someone clip what? My Freudian slip because we're watching move, but I said Tavik or I was. It's a little overzealous from Finland. They use like everything, but they got stuck in a graviton anyway, so I don't know why. That was a weird fight. Like Sweden should be able to hold from now on unless there's like some crazy hooks. That was a good shield actually right there from Lynx. Lynx is so good at Reinhardt, it's weird. I feel like everyone that watched this tournament thought that Lynx are overperformed on Reinhardt. I mean, as they went through.
Sweden to work with, and look at the position Tavik's in. He's going to get the nano boost. Death Blossom over the top. Perfect sound barrier coming in from the side of Finland, but it does not keep them alive. Tavik runs.
I don't know why Sani keeps popping these sound barriers. I mean, this was probably the problem for Finland, is that they had so many DPS players on their team that it forced non-DPS players to play healers that don't normally play healers. Like that sound barrier, you're gonna want that right now. Like, sound barrier doesn't help against nano boosted Reaper. You just fucking die anyway. Hopefully, I mean, the next patch is coming up. That's why I wasn't really too keen on doing VODs, because it's like everything that I teach in this game should be out the window by the next patch. Zeboside's Graviton's really bad there. They don't get anything out of it. I mean, I don't think his Graviton was bad, but they didn't have any follow-up damage. And now Finland's just winning this like long drawn-out fight. And he's hitting his shots. Tavik's going down to Himsy again. The thing too is like everyone thinks that Reaper's the best counter to Roadhog, and it's probably the only hero that can do the damage. But like a Roadhog will just position better against. I don't know if that ult was meant for the Reinhardt there, or if it was meant for Himsy. Because if Himsy had gotten that ult there, it might have made a difference. But Taimu dying to that Anno is actually a big problem there. He got way too far up. Like, he didn't have to extend there. Chip's actually like 1v1 him and then he didn't do anything. But yeah, Reaper Roadhog's like actually pretty even.
Goes in overtime. We go in that third-person POV. You can get a great view of the players of Finland just spreading out a little bit too far, and they get so far away from the payload that the overtime clock just ticks down. Taimu though, a fantastic first half, 15 and 4, over 10k damage, 57% accuracy on McCree. He has been a pleasure to watch throughout the entire tournament.
Taimu is a beast, but if he does have a weakness inside, he does overextend a little bit. Even looking at what happened with him versus Chips there, he didn't need to be that aggressive in pushing things out. Yes, it would have been...
Yeah, Chips kind of pooped on him there. I don't think he expected Chips to kill him.
It's sort of the Achilles heel of Taimu, where sometimes he gets a little bit overeager, has too much confidence in himself, and it doesn't always work.
Yeah, remember to vote for that T-Mobile MVP, hashtag T-Mobile MVP. Right now, you're looking at probably somebody on Sweden if they're able to advance the payload past where Finland pushed it. They'll be Himsy on Roadhog. On defense time, will be running McCree. Nothing too different there. I wonder what Sweden does on the offensive end here, ZP. I wonder if Tavik goes with something like Genji or if he stays on Reaper.
He might stand Reaper, but I do think going to Genji would be good.
See, like, Sweden's comp right now has no Zarya. I don't know if they're going to stay on this, though. I like Himsy's defensive Roadhog. Defensive Roadhog's really good because you need... Alright. there's like two ways to look at this game, right? Is like the first way is that defensive Reaper doesn't necessarily need to kill offensive Roadhog, right? Like, you don't need to win the 1v1 on defense. I think that that's like a weird conceptual mistake that a lot of players make. You just need to live, right? Like, as long as the cart's not moving, it doesn't matter who's alive, as long as you're not dead. On defense, you can run Mei against Roadhog, and as long as you don't get hooked and killed, you're fine. But if you think that the Roadhog is the problem, there's other ways to kill him than Reaper, right? Like, you can run a Tracer, you can run a Mei and a Tracer, you can run McCree and Mei, you can run Hanzo sometimes too, even. Like, but the Roadhog doesn't actually need to die. You can kind of just try to kill the rest of the teammates, right? But on offense, it's like the opposite. You need to kill the Roadhog if the Roadhog's on defense. Like, you have no choice, because if the Roadhog lives, the cart's not moving. So that's kind of the difference between offense and defense from counter composition perspective. Like, defense doesn't need to counter offense so much as offense needs to counter defense. Like, 2 even comps generally goes in the favor of defense because you assume that they won't team wipe and stuff. So playing the Roadhog on defense, I think, is just infinitely scarier than playing it on offense. Obviously, picks are good on offense, but the onus isn't on Tvik to counter Himzy when Tvik's on D. Like, right now, the defensive Roadhog really forces Tvik to go Reaper, because Himzy needs to die. They can't, like, slowly kill him. They have to, like, actually kill him. And they need the combo with the nano boost. So, I don't know. Just something to think about.
That's really good to have, but even still,
I guess as the patch goes, if the next patch goes, it'll be different, though. Because you gonna stay Bastion? But I don't like this Sweden comp already, because they don't have anyone on Zarya. And it's kind of like what happens with Envy, where they just don't run Zarya. Because nobody wants to play Zarya and Reinhardt. Like, Coco kind of plays both sometimes. And, like, already I don't like this comp because I feel like Mafu is just, like, playing Zarya against no Zarya is like playing Reinhardt versus no Reinhardt in my eyes. I mean, obviously it's not that night and day. But if you know Himzy's on Roadhog, because he's always on Roadhog, why wouldn't you just run the Zarya to counter the hooks? It's like, there you go, Tvik's dead, okay. Back it up, guys, we'll take it from the top. Like, that can't happen. If he gets hooked there and they bubble him, maybe he kills Himzy there. But Zebosai is playing his own Roadhog, so they're kind of banking on Zebosai hitting hooks and Mafu not being in position, and or nobody following up. Like, on paper, Sweden's comp counters Finland's comp, but the lack of Zarya is a big deal. That kill on... Oh my god, what a god. The opening kill on the McCree just meant like they were never going to have the damage to clean him up.
He cannot be stopped on Roadhog, man. Those hooks have just been so accurate, just tearing through Sweden. Now you wonder if he would have ran Roadhog in that first map, if things would have went slightly different. Now we'll see if he can keep the hot play going as he's up top. Up Big Girls has all Hog to work with. Zappis does have the nano boost. Mafu getting very close.
He goes for that same hook again. I think he gets hooked here or something. I don't remember.
Stabilized again. The Graviton search here in just a moment. And that Graviton's coming in. Pulls in for one stuck against the wall.
That was just really good combo right there. Like, pro teams have trouble executing that. Like, Taimu's positioning is actually so good there. Like, you don't see that coming if you're anyone on Team Sweden. They expended the Graviton and the... I don't know if they needed to use Nano Boost there. The Nano Boost was probably overkill, but... not the end of the world. Was Taimu Nano Boosted? I'm not sure. But you see, here, Tvik is now on Zarya. Like, why in the world is Tvik on Zarya? Like, this is where the game starts falling apart. Because, like, you can tell Tvik is like, guys, we fucking need a Zarya. But there's no one playing Zarya. And you're, like, thinking in your head, Zebosai, you need to switch. But he's not really good friends with Zebosai, right? Like, they're just casual teammates playing World Cup games together. And IDUKD is not going to go Zarya. Because you want the Reaper. Like, he was playing Reaper. You need the Reaper, right? So someone else has to go Zarya. It probably has to be IDUKD. Because, like, Reaper Zarya Hog is actually pretty good as a composition. Or it should be Zebo, one or the other. Someone needs to go Zarya. But now Tavik's doing it. So this just shows, like, this is a problem, right? Like, Tavik's not the Zarya. Like, Tavik will never be, shouldn't ever be the Zarya. He should be the McCree or the Roadhog. I don't even know if Tavik's Roadhog is that good. I mean, everyone thinks he's, like, he has a very deep hero pool, but it's just not hit scan generally, except for his Tracer. But I'm not a fan of him having to play Zarya, because it means he's not playing something else. I think Zebo should have switched. Because Tavik understands, like, we need a fucking Zarya. But I don't even know if it winds up mattering, because I think what happens is Himsy gets hooked or something here. Someone gets hooked. There it is. Himsy gets hooked. GG. The Hog was like half their damage, so him being dead is just their pushes falling apart. Mafu lived a little bit longer than he should have there. I think he ran out of ammo, because I'm surprised he didn't get any more ult off of that push. Yeah, Tavik's Tracer's really good. But his McCree is not, I mean, I guess maybe his McCree's really good, but you never see it because AKM's better. Point being, Tavik is on Zarya, not one of his normal heroes. Finland's in a good spot right now, though, because they're going to have Graviton, they have Nano Boost. They can just Graviton Nano Boost, and that could be it. And that'll win them the next fight, for sure. I like this positioning. They're, like, encroaching up on the side ledge here. But all they have to do is Graviton the card eventually. That's a big pick on Linkster, actually. I don't think they expected him to die there. I don't know if that Graviton from Mafu came out first or if Linkster died first, but there was a miscommunication there with that Graviton. Mafu kills Chips in the back. Himsy gets Zebo, so now it's kind of in Finland's favor for sure. Mafu's already back to 70% charge, so I mean the fact that he burned his Graviton kind of poorly there was bad, but he's gonna get it back very quick. Mafu's already back at Graviton. Mafu had no Graviton, and Tavik still has the same Graviton from before. That was a good play from Mafu. I mean, I think Tavik got a little overextended, but such is life. Like, Himsy wouldn't have gone for that hook. Himsy would have waited until someone peeked and then gotten him. Finland should be able to push out here, though, as long as they get their whole team out, because they still have Graviton combo. I guess... Ooh, Himsy. Uncharacteristic mistake there. See, everyone's, like, popping ults right now. Like, they're already up 2 people, and then they pop Graviton on 1 person. Like, Tavik's Graviton there wasn't anything special. It didn't really do anything for that fight. But they're just burning all of their ults trying to cap the point. So now they've gone through Sound Barrier, they've gone through Graviton, they've gone through Nano Boost. Like, you just burned everything just to get that 1 point. So it's really not, I don't know, it's not that good of a trade at the end of the day. Like, Finland's still kind of happy with that. It's obviously not ideal because you just lost the point. Now they have 2 minutes to get it, like, almost to the cap. But, they're still in a decent position. Nano Boost is always good. But the thing is, you have to realize when you have, like, these small windows. Like, you should just go right now. Because you don't know. Linkster gets dealt with pretty good by Coco there, but it's not enough. Mafu's up on his 3rd Graviton now. That was a really good defense from Finland, though.
You're going to see Zebasai switch over to Reaper, so you would have thought maybe that would have been Tavik, but as soon as he gets the Graviton, they need that going into the next fight.
This next fight, though, they have Nano Booster Reaper, but again, Zebo is the Reaper. Oh, it's so weird. Maybe Zebo's just not a Zarya player, and that's the problem. I don't like that ult on the McCree. That was a weird... I don't know why you would initiate with that. Like, that was obviously going to happen, the Earth Shatter. Like, you should know that the Earth Shatter is going to come. And this is where I think the skill cap comes in, really obviously for some people, and some other people are bad at it still. And I know that there's pro teams that are really bad at it still. It's like, if last fight they nano boosted the Reinhardt, and the Reinhardt got like a triple kill, he definitely has ultimate. So you need to position yourself somewhere that you're not going to get Earth Shattered. if you're IDQD there. Or if you're anybody, right? Because you know for a fact that Earthshatter's up. Like Nano Boost probably isn't up because they just used it. You know that Earthshatter's up. I mean, maybe Nano Boost is always up, so you don't even care about Earthshatter, or you don't care about Nano Boost because Nano Boost is always up. You assume Nano Boost is always up. You know when they did or did not use Zarya ult, and since they used it, I think 2 fights ago to stop the cart, they probably don't have it yet unless Mafu went crazy. But the only thing that you're 100% sure of is that Linkster has ult, because you know that Linkster has ult. So the fact that they get Earthshattered there is kind of bad, I think, because it should have been very obvious that it was there. So someone needed to call that, or the whole team needs to be more aware. But again, they're on stage. It's at BlizzCon. There's a lot of pressure. Everyone's there screaming, so it's definitely difficult. But if this were like a LAN between 2 teams on like a booth stage with no sound, like stuff like that needs to be ironed out as like the game gets better. Him getting Earthshattered there during the high noon is really bad because it's pretty easy to not have happen. And then this whole fight right here is just Zappis keeping them alive in that black hole, and then Himsy hits a crazy hook on Zebosai. So now that Zebosai's dead, they're missing half their damage. Look at Mafu. Mafu's actually really good at Zarya, I think. Where he like gets so much done with it. Finland's feeling good right now. Himsy, man. Himsy's so good. That's something that I never thought of doing, or I never do. Or I don't know. I feel like he's played Roadhog so much, but like that hook into the left click, into the ult, just to kill the Zarya. Most people don't know when to use whole hog, and I think that that's like probably the best time to use it, is like to get that last hit on the kill that you wouldn't have normally gotten without the left click. Like it's 100% worth it, right? Like just pop the whole hog to kill the Zarya. Like Zarya's just dead. Like I'll take that trade. Like there's not many times where whole hog is good because you just get flashbanged out of it and shit. But I mean that Earthshatter was pretty bad. That last push that Sweden took was pretty questionable. I don't know why they initiated with Nano Boost and McCree. Like charge in or something first, or get in high ground position.
FInland, we talk about Linkster, you know, obviously new to Reinhardt playing it here at this exhibition. Right there lands a big Earthshatter towards the end.
Yeah, good plays from Finland.